In central New York, the Finger Lakes District, it is wine country. When it comes to New York State, it is also home of one of the most famous racetracks in the world. We finish up our tour of #America here at Watkins Glen tonight. The final race of the LATAM GP Winter Series. We're running the whole boot tonight. Some great championship battles to follow. And Luis Grillon in the amateur class, it's more of a coronation tonight, as long as he can keep it out of the rhubarb. Qualifying now underway. Gonzalo Otaegui, your winner last time out in the Pro Division, finally got win number 1 after 3 fourth-place finishes. And it's Rodriguez on the top of the board. Grillon number 2, our top amateur. Jaquez in third, one of the championship combatants in the Pro Division. There you see one of the Porsches coming up out of the boot. And now through the final couple corners. Looks like Maglagon are in the Porsche. And he will stop the clock. Well, it's a little bit slower than lap number 1 for Juan Maglagon. Had a great run last week, 4th place finish. Looking through the lineup, 17 have put down times so far, showing a grand total of 26 drivers in session tonight. In the final race, the LATAM GP Winter Series. And you see another of the combatants. Looks like Andres Rodriguez will stop the clock. He'll slot himself in 12th. Here's Murillo. As he works himself up through the S's now. Murillo now working through the bus stop. So qualifying just finishing up here. As you see Murillo on the clock. Jeff Murillo. In the 118, one of our amateur contestants. Ran a 145.8 in practice, 145.7. And it looks like Murillo is done. So still a minute 50 left in practice. You see Rodriguez at the top of the board. And Oliver Rodriguez comes into tonight 14th in the point standings. And how about that? He has found some speed here this evening. I don't believe Rodriguez has even posted a top 5, but he's got that Porsche working here tonight. Again, we've seen a lot of Ferraris up front over the past few weeks. This seems to be a Porsche racetrack here tonight in terms of the cars at the top. Oh, there's a spinner, Puyo, in the 03. Mr. Excitement will get his Porsche pointed in the right direction. Again, big LATAM GP rule change coming for next season. Sounds like once you pick a manufacturer, that's where you're going to be stuck. Which I think is great. I think consistency of guys running the same make each week, definitely a bonus. Easier to keep track of for sure. Qualifying just wrapping up. 20 seconds left before the 10-minute clock expires. Look like everybody has pretty much chimed in here so far this evening to make runs. And only got a couple drivers in the Discord, so we'll pull one of them in. We'll talk to our man Jose Puig, ninth quick so far in his familiar Ferrari. Are you all ready to go here at Watkins Glen, my friend?
Yes, I am. I am not actually. I was talking to Juan, and we were discussing about we haven't practiced this week, so it's gonna be tough. But we were talking. Let's have fun, man. The last race.
What do you think about racing here at this place?
I think it's an awesome place. Actually, I don't remember running here ever in IMSA or VRS. I think it's the first time I'm competing here. So, but the track is awesome. It's awesome. It's so quick and it's a beautiful layout.
And of course, I heard a big weekend coming up. The Left Turn Only Motorsports gang all heading to Sebring. You're part of that attraction.
Yes, that's gonna be awesome. And I'm looking for. I'm still trying to find my partner. I can't find him. If he's listening to me, please show up. we have to. We have to practice. We have to practice.
Cooper Webb said he is ready to go.
Okay, good.
Jose Puig rolling off ninth here tonight. We'll throw him back in the chat room, but we'll get Salazar out of there. Juan Salazar, we missed you last week. You were in Vegas, living the high life, rolling the dice. How was it?
Oh, it was fun, man. It was relaxing. It was cool.
Tell me about getting back to upstate New York and here at Watkins Glen.
I'm not ready.
Do you like this place?
I love this place. This track is awesome, but I couldn't make it out of quali, so here I am, all the way in the back.
So we'll keep the camera on the Juan Salazar machine and watch that 16 slice and dice his way through the field tonight. Then.
Yeah, it should be fun.
There you go. We'll throw Juan Salazar back in the chat room and getting all set to go here. There's the view from inside of the Florida Flashes car, former series champ, and he has got his work cut out for him tonight. As the 16 car will be rolling from 23rd spot here on the grid. Going to be excitement everywhere. The field now looks like they are in motion. Rodriguez, Malagan, Luis Grillon, who has a huge point lead. He almost locked it up, I believe. With the numbers here tonight, he has locked it up, a championship, even if he were to have a worst case DNF. Fernando Jaquez will be starting fourth. Rush Cohen in fifth. And off we go. A whole bunch of Porsches out front. Rodriguez, Malagan, and Grillon. The Porsche train down into one. Jaquez tried to make a move. Now he got stuck on the outside, it looks like. And he gets shuffled back to fifth behind Otegwe. Otegwe in the BMW. And now a run for Jaquez. Look to the outside, couldn't get a long way around. Now he gets the draft to the outside of Otegwe into the bus stop. He'll have to lift and tuck back in line. And as Cohen, Ross Cohen in the 11, files right in line behind them. First Ferrari on the pylon. Fernando Torres up into seventh. Here's the view from Cohen's camera. Looking out the right side down this straightaway and into the heel of the boot. You can always tell this track as soon as you turn it on television or highlight clips. That blue Armco stands out into White's corner. And now back out onto the short chute, heading to the final two corners. If you're a NASCAR fan, the boot is new to you. But a lot of the sports car series here at Watkins go ahead and use that boot section. And you'll see at the end of the backstretch after they go through the bus stop and into the carousel. Fernando Jaquez, there he is in the O2 machine. He comes into tonight second in points to Espinoza. And ladies and gentlemen, Espinoza a no-show here this evening. So Fernando Jaquez, another coronation. Otegwe and Mello separated by just 13 points. And the guy who was in 5th in points, Marvin Brown, we haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. Malagon in the 09 runs second. Chasing Rodriguez now down into the boot. Into the toe section and a tough 180. And the elevation changes at this place are just ridiculous. You see, that's a big, big hill they go over there, and then this is all downhill into the braking zone. And you'll see the uphill section back out onto where it connects with the NASCAR course. Over the pedestrian tunnel and into the left-hander. Young riding with him. That was a handful, a moment there for Luis Goyon. As he swatted a few flies behind the cockpit of that Porsche. And it's going to cost him. Well, maybe not. Able to hold off Otegwe. However, the BMW showing strong down the front stretch. And those 4 Porsches from the Cibeo Racing Team. And I see Otegwe giving the flick of the lights down the backstretch. Gonzalo Otegwe. 3 fourth place finishes to open the season in the LATM GP season. And then ended up winning last week at Road America. We've been everywhere through the eastern U.S. this year. Started in Daytona and went to Sebring after that. Now we got a bid now for 4th spot. Jaquez putting the heat on Otegwe. He's got the position. And, well, we'll see. Otegwe fighting hard on the outside, but he drifts wide. And give Jaquez 4th. Heading up the hill and back out onto the short chute. They spill back out onto the last 2 corners. Grillion, Jaquez, and Otegwe in that little trio. And Fernando Jaquez, who is going to be, we got one around. Report of Fernando Torres going around and just missing the buckets at the start of pit road. So you see again those Porsches up front. How about this? Malagon takes a look to the outside. I don't think there was much seriousness involved in that one. Oliver Rodriguez still leading the way. As they work their way down into the boot section of the course again. 6 minutes, 15 seconds gone in this one. LATM GP, you can check it out Instagram, the Book of Faces, Twitter, the actual website. Of course, you're watching on the YouTube channel. Give us a like and subscribe. You can catch all the action. We are changing it up too. In a couple weeks, the inaugural LATAM GP Truck Series will be live Thursday nights. So far, fastest lap turned by Juan Malagan. And there you see Steve Libretto. He's chasing Jose Puig now. So Puig started 7th. He's up a couple spots. And maybe we could get a camera on Salazar. He's coming. He's got 12 so far. The Florida Flash flying through the traffic. You might see him in the background of this battle. Libretto out of New York sits 8th. One of our pro drivers and chasing. Well, here you see Salazar now working up on Pedro Rojas. To take a peek on the outside in the Ferrari going to the bus stop. You'll think better of it. Now tucks back in line. Out of the bus stop they come. The Ferrari chasing down the Porsche Rojas through the carousel. And now down into the boot. Salazar on the charge. He's going to slide down to the inside. He'll make the pass in the Ferrari. Oh, and problems for Rojas. He ran out of racetrack, bounced it off the Armco. Now he's in a world of hurt as Vizquera goes by. Salazar zips off in the distance. He's now trying to run down Fabian Ponce. There's Rojas. Oh, and he goes nose first. Look out. Oh, T-boned. And I believe it was Schilling that got him, Gary Schilling. You could tell Rojas's car was hurt right from the moment he bounced it off the Armco. Oh, it's even worse now. The Ascen's trying to pass the front. We're going to get a replay. And you can see it was back and forth, and then he hit the grass, and it was over. And unfortunately, Schilling, nowhere to go. And Schilling's car's beat up as well. You see Rojas trying to get to pit road. Oh, my. He's going to end up wrecking somebody else here. Oh, he's going to take another run at it. No, stay there. Please don't do it. Wait. There'll be 2 cars coming by. Yeah, there you go. Now you can go. There you go. He must be listening to the broadcast. Now Rojas, the Floridian, he will take that used up Porsche to pit road. And now back to the Steve Libretto, Jose Puig battle. Well, here's Fabian Ponce. And Fernando Jaquez has lost some spots. So something has gone wrong with our leader, or our point leader. So big problems for Fernando Jaquez. And getting reports he got tangled up with a lapper in turn 1. Got some great field reporters out there. Doing a fabulous job for us, and just heard he got tangled up with a Ferrari down in turn 1. And here's Salazar. You were watching Fabian Ponce, 2 cars behind him. It's Jaquez and Salazar. And again, Jaquez's car is definitely not up to snuff. Salazar takes a peek to the outside. Well, Jaquez is rolling now, but Ponce was able to handle him and appears to be pulling away. So Salazar with Vizquera in his back pocket. Working down into the boot. Salazar now. Whoa, he slid it out wide, opened the door for Vizquera. And Christian Vizquera takes advantage of it. Oh, so we got a replay of. Yeah, so this is Rojas in the Lamborghini. Oh, man. And the Brazilian just ruined that Lamborghini. And I tell you what, there's some spots here that you don't want to hit. Because a lot of times when you hit them, it's head on. And there's nothing worse than going from about 140 miles an hour to zero in about 2.2 seconds. So Salazar Vizquera, this is going to be a good battle. You got Jaquez in there as well. Not sure how beat up that car is. Again, we know he spun down in turn one. There's Salazar in the flat black Ferrari. Again, he lost that spot to Vizquera. Trying to gain it back. Otegwe, fastest time of the night, a 1:43.81. The pole was a 1:43.1 by Oliver Rodriguez Santos. And Salazar, that's the second lap in a row. He's had problems with that corner. And now it's Vizquera who's trying to put the heat on Jaquez. This three-car dance down into one. Oh, Jaquez to the inside of Ponce. Pushed him out wide, but look at this. A run by Vizquera. The three wide up the hill. Oh, my. Well, this brought Salazar. Oh, contact between Salazar and Vizquera. And it ends up with them both going around and into the fence. So the Ferrari's mixing it up. Tough break for Salazar. He had climbed 11 spots so far, 12 spots. He's rolling again. I don't think the car would be hurt that bad. We'll see. And we're going to get a replay. So you can see Ponce went wide when Vasquez was there. Next thing you know, you got Vizquera. Tried to sneak up the outside, thought better of it. Jaquez, well, you see Salazar got to the inside of Vizquera, and if I had to guess, I just don't think Christian Vizquera knew he was there based on what was going on in front of Vizquera. They got sideways, and Salazar got up so quick. As you see the pair of Ferraris leaving the scene of the crime. Salazar now on pit road. Tough break for the Florida Flash Full Series champ. Again, missed last week's race. He's had a rough season this year, Salazar. But I'm sure we will see him back in his 12th points coming into tonight. Malagan was 8th, looking to climb. Running second right now. He's dropped off a little bit from Rodriguez. But Otegwe still put. Oh, Otegwe, I think he just got the fence. Just skimmed the Armco. As you see this battle for second, well, first, second, and third all now. Up the S as they go. Hundreds of feet in elevation change through that point of the racetrack. The top three still all within earshot of each other. As we're 16 and a half minutes into this one. Cars out of the race: Salazar, Rodriguez, Ross Cohen, Pedro Rojas. Puyo still on pit road. Artie Mercedes, sorry, both of them still running. Murillo in the pits. Diggs as well. Currently shown as off the track and out. Grillion, he's lost 5 spots since the start of this one. He has been Mr. Amateur so far, though. 215 points to Brian Hoskins' 170, so a commanding lead in the points. And he's done it on the strength of some tremendous consistency. For the first 5 races, won by Luis Grillion. Picked up a win at Daytona, win at Sebring. Could not conquer Road Atlanta. Victorious at Belle Isle. And a winner again last week at Road America. 4 of the 5 races so far. A pretty phenomenal season for Luis Grillion. But he is sitting second. This is the battle for overall, for the amateur lead. Grillion and Ponce. Well, now it gets dicey up front again. Malagano, Tegway, and Rodriguez. So you've got the top 3 pros going at it. A little over a third of the way in. And you've got the top 2 amateurs going at it, separated by 0.2 of a second. In the form of Fabian Ponce and Luis Grillion. There you see the amateur battle. Grillion has made his way by Fabian Ponce. And now you see, I believe, Grillion getting a little bit of a gap on him. Oh, Grillion wide. And that allowed Ponce to close back in. Oh, Ponce almost dipped into the Armco. Now Ponce blocks the inside. Ponce swings wide coming out of 1. Now here's a challenge by Grillion through the S's. Some great racing for the lead. Amateur division between Fabian Ponce and Luis Grillion. Now down through the carousel and into the boot. Great battle here, Grillion and Ponce. They have been going at it like this for a while. Again, this is for the lead. In the amateur division. A couple of Dominican Republic drivers. Or one of them is Grillion. Now here's Otegway. They seem to have lost a little bit of distance on Rodriguez. There's Jose Puig and Libretto still going at it. They've been fighting for a while. This is now inside the top 5. So, pair of Ferraris. So, Ferrari on Ferrari action out of the carousel. Giving each other lots of racing room. This is beautiful. Down into the boot. Libretto swings wide. Can Puig attack back? Nope, he'll tuck back in line. And he'll follow Libretto down to the toe of the boot. Puig right there still. Puig from Florida, Libretto from New York. This would be the home track of the season for Libretto. And now up out of the boot. Jose Puig in the 06. Now chasing Libretto down the front stretch and into one. And it looks like Fernando Jaquez on pit road. Fabian Ponce on pit road. Otague around. He's rolling now, but lost some ground to Malagon and Rodriguez. Gonzalo Otague. Now down through the carousel. He's now 5 seconds behind your leader. It didn't look like there was any contact to be made there. Here's Fabian Ponce now. He's from Chile. And chasing Vargas, a fellow Chilean driver. Both these drivers in the amateur division. Ponce in that 13 machine. Comes in tonight 9th in the standings. And Vargas is 4th, the fella he's chasing. Vargas, a 2nd at Road Atlanta, 5th at Belle Isle. Finished 2nd last time out, and he's led into his spot in the top 5 now. Some drivers on pit road. Pit stops happening fast and furious here. As you see Vargas shot from his car back to Ponce. And I believe Steve Libretto has pitted. And as you see Malagon now on pit road, Otague behind him. There's Libretto in the Ferrari. David Sharp right behind him. Dave Sharp's got a ride geared up for this weekend at Sebring. Sharp in the Ferrari. He's had a pretty good season in the amateur division. Ended up posting the top 5 last time out. And currently sits 6th in points. So Dave Sharp looking to move into the top 5. Here's Fabian Ponce. Made a bid on Vargas. Ponce in the BMW, Vargas in the Lamborghini Hurricane. And we'll see what happens. Ponce looks like he might be able to get a pretty good run down the backstretch. Here's Gary Schilling out of Carolina in his green Ferrari. Fast lap of 147 flat for Schilling. He did have a 42-second pit stop. And that could sometimes be an indicator that tires were left on by mistake. Jose Puig now is going to dive his Ferrari onto pit road, making a stop from second spot. And your leader up, and here's a replay of Ponce's pass on Vargas. Again, he poked the nose down there a few times, and at some point, Vargas has got to just wave the white flag and go ahead, you know. So, good race IQ by Vargas. Ponce picks up a spot. As you see Otegwe there in third spot now. How about this? Malagon and Rodriguez for the lead. Malagon pokes the nose out front. Couple of Sabeo Racing team members down into the bus stop, and Malagon, your new leader, Rodriguez has led since the outset. Malagon took a second less in the pits. We'll see if that's the difference. Puig gets out just in front of Libretto, so they come out right together. And again, there's the difference, 0.3 of a second on pit road. Enough time to put Jose Puig in the Rivera Ray-Ban Ferrari back out front. But Libretto's not done. He passed Puig once. I'm sure he is going to try again as they work their way down into the toe. So good Ferrari action. Now down through the straightaway in the boot. And into the heel section. Then it's a climb of a couple stories as you work your way back onto the main part of the course. Puig, as he said in his interview earlier tonight, not a lot of laps here. And you got to imagine that Libretto, who is from New York, has probably turned quite a few here at Watkins Glen on the sim. So it looks like a problem for Vargas. He was running right with Ponce, unless he hadn't pitted yet. As the battle continues for fourth spot here. As there you see who went the furthest, Grillion, Rodriguez, and Puig all go 16 laps, as does Viscara. Viscara up 12 spots. Make it 13. He just got by Fabian Ponce. As you see the battle up front, Malagon and Rodriguez. Lead the way back up the hill. Domenico Massi now in the pits as well. And my guess is previous amateur feature winner. This is a worse problem than just fuel. Shortest pit stop of the night was Malagon at a 14:08. Grillion 14:13. Then you get into the 14:09. So if you're going to look for somebody to run out of fuel, there's your guys, Malagon and Grillion. Malagon, well, check that. Otaegwe, fastest lap of the race. And a 1:43.77. He just ripped that. As you're still watching Jose Puig, the Floridian, in the Porsche through the bus stop. And now down through the carousel. And eke every ounce of speed out of that Ferrari. Trying to get away from Steve Libretto, but unable to do it so far. They have been in lockstep for quite some time. And now they work down into the heel of the boot again, back towards the short chute. Puig comes into tonight 6th in points. And Libretto, who's chasing him, 17th in points, but he did miss a few races. Again, a great battle here at Watkins Glen, upstate New York. They used to race through the streets here in Watkins Glen before building this facility. It's hosted everything from F1 to Can-Am cars. First regular stop on the IMSA WeatherTech circuit. As teammates Malagon and Rodriguez still battle through the bus stop. Couple of Porsches. Well, look at this, Libretto. Oh, they get a little argy-bargy through the bus stop. But they keep going, Puig and Libretto. Now, this is where Libretto's been able to... You've seen Puig scoot wide there a few times, and Libretto's looked at poking the nose up the right side. But has not. Great battle again. Steve Libretto and Jose Puig. Real life record here in qualifying. A 145 flat. So these guys just a tick better than that. As you see, Rodriguez. He led for the early going. As we're down to about 9 minutes left to go. He led for the early going, but since then, Malagon able to squeeze his way by. But I'll tell you what, look off in the distance. With 9 minutes left to go, that BMW is coming. Gonzalo Otegui, 4th place finishes in the first 3 races of the year and a win last week at Road America. He'd love to get number 2 here in upstate New York. He is running out of time, but he is making ground. Again, after that little snafu, he was somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 seconds behind. He has trimmed that down to within 3 seconds of the leader. So if these two out front think that it's just theirs to settle it amongst themselves, Gonzalo Otegui might have a different idea. Down the back stretch and through the S's. Of course, this track a long time track on the service. Got redone or rescanned, new out of bounds limits put down last year. A little bit of an update to Watkins Glen. Of course, the famous 6 hour at the Glen every June. Always a favorite, always a special event here on iRacing as well. There you see Lucio Vargas. Vargas up 16 spots since the start of this one. He's working up on David Sharp. This will be for 4th place in the amateur division. Vargas takes a lead left. And here we see Jose Puig and Libretto still going at it. Oh, that time Jose Puig got some guardrail. And you see he quickly went over to the right. He'll block the lower lane on Libretto. We'll see what Libretto can do. Well, it looks like he's just going to get him. Puig way wide. As Steve Libretto gets by Jose Puig. And Libretto's had a great run. Rolled off 11th here this evening. Now all the way up to 4th. Viscara, a big mover. He started 20th all the way up to 7th. And close in on 5 minutes to go. Some lap traffic. Well, this is Domenico Massi. This is the battle with him and Jesus Enriquez. You see Massi takes a peek to the outside. Domenico Massi, the New York driver. Home track for him. Massi with a win a few weeks ago at Belle Isle. Definitely by far his best performance of the season. '15th in points, but he hasn't run all the races. He's chasing Enriquez. Jesus Enriquez, this is only his 2nd start. And that's Mercedes-Benz. So Massi now he's going to go to the inside. Yep, Pocono's down to the inside of Enriquez and give a spot to Domenico Massi. Torres, the next one in front of him, 33 seconds ahead. As back out front we go, Oliver Rodriguez chasing Juan Malagan. As they work their way through the hills of New York. Last two corners and down out onto the front stretch. Down the hill into turn one. My guess is you're looking at 2 laps left to go for your leaders. So if you're going to get it done, now is the time. 6.6 miles left to go when they took the 2 to go. Up the hill they go. Through the S's, Rodriguez gets a run, but he's too far back to do anything with Malaga. Stay in line through the bus stop. Now they stay close to the bottom. That swings it out wide and down into the boot. Treacherous, many a driver read that guardrail on the right. Now through the right-hander. Not gonna have to go. It is gonna come down to the final corner between Malagan and Rodriguez. A couple of drivers from the Dominican Republic getting set to settle it. Clock has almost reached 1 minute to go, which means this should be white flag lap this time by Malagan and Rodriguez. They've got 3.37 miles to settle it. Home of the famous Saline 6 Hour at the Glen, and a big dive to the inside. And a good run by Rodriguez out of turn 1. He's going to pull even through the S's. Not giving it inches. Malagan, they've each led about half this race. It's Rodriguez. Driver's right. Malagan. Driver's left. Rodriguez, the advantage into the bus stop. A big overtaking all the way through the S's. I don't think Malagan's done. He got by Rodriguez once. Can he do it again? Will this bring Otegwe into the picture? He's 1.8 seconds back and gaining. Into the boot for the final time. Oliver Rodriguez, your leader. Juan Malagan goes second. And Rodriguez able to open up a little bit of a gap now. But Malagan, close enough. Will he be able to strike? He is running out of real estate. Rodriguez. He led early. He led often. The only time he gave up the lead was briefly. 10 laps or so, excuse me. But he's gained it back. What's Malagan going to do? Oh, Rodriguez! He loses his stuff at the guardrail. Oh, my. He had the lead coming out of NASCAR 6. And the next thing you know, he destroyed his Porsche. 8th, 3rd place finish for Oliver Rodriguez, your winner. What a heartbreak, but what a race. So Malagan comes home your winner. Otegwe second, Rodriguez third. Steve Libretto will finish 4th. Luis Grillon comes home 5th. Jose Puig winds up 6th. Vizquera in 7th. Hoskins 8th. It's like Fabian Ponce will be 9th and Fernando Jaquez, your champion, will be 10th. So your amateur champion, Luis Grillon, your feature winner in amateur again tonight, Luis Grillon, with Hoskins coming home second and Ponce third. Vargas fourth, 11th overall. Dave Sharp, another top 5. Good job by Dave. And we're going to get a replay, it looks like. And Oliver Rodriguez, well, here's the spin. And bounced the nose of that Porsche off the wall. Got going and finished third. Vargas comes home 11, Sharp 12. Fernando Jaquez, your champ, finishes 10th. Well, that wraps up another season. LATM GP action here from Watkins Glen. The Tour of ISMA this year, or for this winter season, hashtag America, a great series of GT3 racing. If you like GT3 racing, hopefully you've enjoyed the telecast. If you want to get involved, that you want to race trucks and get a broadcast on YouTube, check out LATM GP. Truck series is going to start in a few weeks. A bunch of different NASCAR tracks we'll go to. Going to be a great deal. Going to be on broadcast on TV as well, or on YouTube as well. I'd like to thank all the competitors for making this happen. You guys are the reason we do this. A big thanks to all the staff here at LATAM GP who gives us the opportunity to play around like this every Thursday night. Unfortunately, my broadcast partner, my son Jordan, couldn't make it here tonight, but I thank him for joining me on the events that he could earlier this year. And of course, we got Pueblo, our producer, another great job. Like to thank you all for joining us here again tonight. And until next time, thanks again.